Imagine, if you will, a canvas of profound and uninterrupted darkness. It is the deep final hour before the sun's grand unveiling, a moment of hushed anticipation where the world itself seems to hold its breath. Picture the vast inky expanse of the night sky above you, a velvety dome studded with an impossibly intricate embroidery of starlight, each tiny point a distant sun, a silent testament to cosmic grandeur. Now, slowly, imperceptibly, observe the very edges of this cosmic tapestry begin to fray, yielding to a faint, ethereal luminescence. A delicate blush, like the softest whisper of peach and rose, stretches with breathtaking slowness across the eastern horizon. It's not an abrupt shift, but a gentle, deliberate awakening, a gradual transformation that demands nothing less than your complete, unhurried presence. Watch as this burgeoning light, hesitant at first, then growing in unwavering confidence, begins its relentless push against the encroaching shadows. It pierces through the lingering tendrils of mist, turning the sleeping forest before you into a living, breathing cathedral, first in muted grays, then deepening into an array of emeralds and golds, each hue more vibrant than the last. Each dew-kissed leaf, previously hidden, now shimmers with an almost internal luminescence, catching and refracting the nascent light. Every gnarled branch becomes a stark, elegant silhouette against a sky ablaze with a silent, majestic symphony of evolving color. The very air around you feels ancient, primal, cleansed, carrying the distinct, intoxicating scent of damp earth, of pine, of a world awakening to another day. This isn't just a fleeting glance, it's a deep immersion, a visceral experience of natural artistry unfolding in slow motion, a profound testament to beauty that asks only for our witness, our attention, our awe. It is a tableau woven not just by light and shadow, but by time and the very pulse of creation itself. When was the last time, truly, you saw a star? And by saw, I don't merely mean registered its existence as a distant, glittering pinprick, a tiny, incidental speck amongst countless others in the vast overhead expanse. I mean, when did you truly perceive it? When did you allow yourself to gaze upwards with such unfiltered wonder that that tiny point of light became, for you, a profound and immediate window? A window not just into the cold, empty reaches of space, but into the vibrant, incomprehensible immensity of the infinite cosmos itself. A portal, perhaps, to galaxies millions of light years away, each one a universe unto itself, teeming with unimaginable possibilities and untold mysteries. When did you last let the sheer, humbling scale of the universe wash over you, not as a sterile scientific fact memorized from a textbook, but as a deeply personal, almost spiritual revelation that resonated in the very core of your being? When did you truly feel your place within that grand, cosmic dance, recognizing both your exquisite smallness and your profound connection to everything? To truly see a star in this sense is to transcend the superficial, to move beyond mere observation and into a state of contemplative engagement, where the external reality mirrors and awakens something fundamental within. It's to momentarily shed the relentless chatter of daily life and allow yourself to be absorbed by something timeless, something immense, something eternally beautiful. For far too many of us, in our ceaseless, modern sprint, moments of such profound connection have become tragically, even alarmingly, rare. We navigate a world of constant, overwhelming stimulation, a relentless barrage of digital information, incessant notifications, and an ever-growing list of demands that relentlessly pull our attention in a million different directions, fragmenting our focus, scattering our thoughts. Our screens glow with artificial light, our schedules dictate our every move, our responsibilities weigh heavy on our shoulders, and in this intricate, exhausting dance of daily obligation, we often find ourselves profoundly, fundamentally disconnected. Disconnected not just from the quiet, majestic power of the natural world that surrounds us, that breathes life into our very existence, but also, and perhaps more disturbingly, from the very essence of our own inner landscapes, from our intuition, our peace, our deepest selves. We might glance at a breathtaking sunrise through the hurried frame of a car window. We might register the twinkling stars as a mere backdrop to our bustling urban lives, but we rarely engage with them. We observe, yes, fleetingly, but we no longer truly perceive. We hear the distant rustle of leaves, but we don't listen to the stories they whisper. We exist within nature, yet we are rarely of it, seldom fully immersed, rarely truly present. This profound alienation, this gnawing sense of being adrift from the very source of life, inspiration, and intrinsic meaning, is a silent, insidious epidemic of our age. We are rich in manufactured convenience, perhaps in instant gratification, but we are increasingly impoverished in soul, in spirit, in a genuine, tangible connection to something larger, something more enduring, more resonant than ourselves. We've unwittingly traded deep, meaningful contemplation for fleeting, superficial distraction, genuine presence for perpetual, restless pursuit. And in this trade, we've lost a piece of ourselves, a vital conduit to wonder and self-understanding. But what if there existed a profound, illuminating way back, a pathway not cobbled together from the fleeting trends of contemporary self-help gurus, but forged in the enduring, resonant wisdom of a mind that grappled with these very questions, with this very human yearning, nearly 2 centuries ago? What if a singular, powerful voice from the past could pierce through the clamor of our present, offering not just solace or fleeting comfort, but a potent, exhilarating call to reawaken, to rediscover, to fundamentally transform our perception? This precisely is the extraordinary journey we embark upon when we open the pages of Ralph Waldo Emerson's seminal and revolutionary work, Nature. Do not, for a moment, let its venerable age deceive you into categorizing it as merely an academic relic confined to dusty library shelves or the detached annals of historical philosophy. No. Nature is not an old book in the conventional, staid sense. It is a vibrant, pulsating, living manifesto, a profound and lyrical invitation that resonates with astonishing immediacy even today. It stands as a timeless guide, a meticulously crafted philosophical compass, pointing us with unwavering certainty towards a richer, more profound way of seeing, of being, of intimately understanding our inextricable, symbiotic relationship with the entire universe itself. Emerson, with his incandescent poetic prose and his remarkably incisive, penetrating thought, doesn't simply describe nature, he reveals it as a multifaceted mirror to our deepest souls, a sagacious teacher of ultimate, universal truths, an inexhaustible source of spiritual renewal, and an unparalleled catalyst for intellectual and emotional awakening. He implores us, with compelling urgency, to transcend the superficial layers of perception, to courageously shed the heavy cloaks of convention and habit that so often blind us, and to truly rediscover this lost connection, not as an abstract, intellectual concept to be debated, but as a tangible, transformative experience available to each and every one of us, right here, right now, in this very moment. He masterfully shows us how to peel back the accumulated layers of our modern conditioning, the noise, the distraction, the ingrained indifference, and to behold the world once again with fresh, innocent eyes, with an open, receptive heart, and with an undeniably awakened spirit. It is an urgent message, perhaps more vital and resonant today, amidst our digital cacophony and existential disconnection, than it was when it was first penned. It offers us a profound, exhilarating opportunity to reclaim what we have, perhaps unknowingly, carelessly forfeited: the capacity for genuine wonder, for profound insight, for deep, abiding peace, and for an intimate, revelatory relationship with the magnificent, living world that continuously unfolds around us, patiently awaiting our return. Hello, and welcome to this journey into one of the most profoundly influential and, dare I say, revolutionary texts in American literature, Ralph Waldo Emerson's Nature. If those names sound a bit academic, or perhaps conjure images of dusty old books, I promise you, by the end of our time together, you'll find that Emerson is anything but. He was, in essence, the original thought leader, the intellectual rock star of his time, a man who, in the mid-19th century, stood up and challenged the prevailing wisdom, daring us to look beyond the mundane and find the miraculous. Emerson, alongside a brilliant circle of friends, was at the heart of what's known as the Transcendentalist movement. And before you glaze over, thinking of dense philosophy, let me simplify it. Transcendentalism isn't some obscure, abstract idea. Think of it as a radical call for self-reliance, for seeing the divine in everyday nature, and for trusting your own intuition over rigid societal norms or established institutions. Imagine a bunch of brilliant minds in 19th century New England saying, hey, maybe organized religion, strict social hierarchies, and materialism aren't the only ways to find truth. What if truth is right there, inside you, and all around you, in the very air you breathe, the trees you see, the stars above? It was a remarkably fresh, even rebellious perspective then, and, surprisingly, it remains incredibly relevant and potent even now. I remember the first time I truly read Nature. It wasn't in a stuffy classroom, it was during a particularly chaotic and somewhat directionless period in my early 20s. I was grappling with a world that felt increasingly complex, overwhelming, and frankly, a bit meaningless. I picked up this slim volume, expecting academic prose, perhaps something to simply tick off a reading list, but what I found was pure lightning. It was like Emerson reached across 2 centuries, looked me in the eye, and said, "You already have the answers. Look around you. Look within you." It wasn't just reading words on a page, it was an awakening. The world outside my window, which I'd seen 1,000 times before, suddenly shimmered with an almost otherworldly meaning. The trees weren't just trees, they were teachers. The sky wasn't just blue. It was a canvas of infinite possibility, stretching far beyond my immediate concerns. It radically shifted how I perceived myself, my place in the universe, and the profound, accessible beauty available to us simply by paying attention. It was, without exaggeration, a transformative experience that continues to resonate with me to this day. So, this isn't going to be your typical academic dissection of nature. While we will certainly explore Emerson's brilliant prose and delve into his arguments, my real goal here is to help us *live* these ideas. to take his profound insights from 1836 and see how they can illuminate our lives in 2024, or whenever you're listening. We're going to unpack the essence of what it means to truly see nature, not just look at it, to understand our spiritual connection to the cosmos, and to grasp Emerson's revolutionary call for individuality and self-reliance, not as a selfish act, but as a path to a more meaningful, authentic existence for ourselves and, in turn, for the world around us. How does nature speak to our digital distractions, our quest for mindfulness, our yearning for genuine connection in a fragmented world? That's precisely what we'll explore together. So how are we going to do this? We'll embark on a guided journey, chapter by chapter, through nature, but we won't just summarize. Think of each section as a step deeper into Emerson's world, and crucially, into our own. First, we'll dive into the concept of commodity, how nature serves our basic needs, but quickly move beyond that utilitarian view. Then, we'll explore beauty, finding profound aesthetic and spiritual uplift in the natural world. Next, we'll grapple with language, where Emerson reveals how nature itself teaches us to communicate and understand universal truths. We'll then venture into discipline, understanding how nature sharpens our minds and refines our character. Following that, we'll consider idealism, where the very reality of the world around us becomes a question, leading to a deeper understanding of our own perception and consciousness. The journey continues with spirit, where Emerson elevates our connection to nature to a truly divine and universal level. And finally, we'll conclude with prospects, looking towards a future where humanity fully embraces its potential and its rightful place within the grand design of the universe, offering a powerful, hopeful vision of what a truly aligned human experience could look like. Throughout each section, I'll be sharing contemporary examples, questions for reflection, and practical ways to integrate Emerson's timeless wisdom into your everyday life. Think of this as less of a lecture and more of a shared exploration, a vibrant conversation between the past and the present, designed to spark your own personal transcendental awakening. Let's begin. Welcome to our journey into the profound world of Ralph Waldo Emerson's nature. In this first chapter, Seeing, Not Just Looking, we dive headfirst into perhaps his most famous and certainly most transformative concept, becoming a transparent eyeball. It's an idea that, once grasped, reshapes our very perception of the world around us. Emerson penned Nature in 1836, a slender volume that nonetheless ignited a philosophical revolution. At its heart lies an invitation to experience the world not just with our eyes, but with our entire being. He calls us to move beyond mere observation, beyond simply looking at a landscape, to a state of complete, egoless immersion. Let's begin by immersing ourselves in Emerson's own words from the very first chapter of Nature. Standing on the bare ground, my head bathed by the blithe air and uplifted into infinite space, all mean egotism vanishes. I become a transparent eyeball. I am nothing, I see all, the currents of the universal being circulate through me. I am part or parcel of God. Take a moment to let that passage resonate. I become a transparent eyeball. I am nothing, I see all. What a radical declaration. It's a statement that flies in the face of our everyday experience, where we are constantly aware of our individual selves, our thoughts, our biases, our personal stories. Think about how you usually encounter nature. Perhaps you walk through a forest, admiring the grandeur of the trees, noting the path beneath your feet. perhaps even identifying species of birds by their calls. You might be planning your day, rehashing a conversation, or even snapping a photo. In these moments, you are primarily looking at the forest. You are an observer, separate from the observed. The forest is a backdrop, an object of your gaze. But Emerson invites us to something far more profound. He urges us to shed that role of the detached observer. To become a transparent eyeball means to dissolve the boundaries between self and world. It's not about analyzing the trees, but about being with them. It's allowing the cool shade to envelop you, the scent of damp earth and pine needles to fill your lungs, the rustle of leaves to become the very sound of your own quieted mind. It's feeling the uneven texture of the bark under your fingertips, sensing the subtle shift in the air as a breeze passes, noticing the way light filters through the canopy as if illuminating the very essence of existence. This isn't just poetic imagery, it's a profound psychological and spiritual discipline. The key, Emerson tells us, is the vanishing of all mean egotism. Our ego, our sense of I, our individual concerns and desires often acts as a filter, a veil between us and the pure experience of reality. When we are preoccupied with ourselves, our past, our future, our judgments, our needs, we are fundamentally separate from the present moment and from the natural world unfolding within it. We project our inner world onto the outer world, rather than letting the outer world reveal itself to us directly. To become a transparent eyeball is to let go of this ego. It means stepping out of your own head, out of your narrative, out of your labels and classifications. It's an active surrender, a willingness to be unburdened by self-awareness. And in that moment of surrender, something truly extraordinary happens. I am nothing, I see all. When your individual self recedes, you cease to be a distinct entity trying to comprehend a separate world. Instead, you become a conduit. The world flows through you, rather than being merely observed by you. In this egoless state, the currents of the universal being circulate through me. Emerson is speaking here of an interconnectedness, a profound sense of unity with everything that exists. It's the feeling that the life force pulsating through the towering ancient tree is the same life force that animates you. The expansive blue sky, the earth beneath your feet, the delicate wildflower, the distant mountain range all become extensions of a single, universal consciousness, and you are no longer separate from it. You are part or parcel of God, not in a dogmatic sense, but in the spiritual recognition of your intrinsic belonging to the whole, the infinite, the divine essence of existence. This state is not about losing yourself in a void, but about finding yourself in everything. It's a moment of clarity, of pure, unfiltered perception, where the inherent beauty and order of the universe are revealed directly, without the distorting lens of personal thought or emotion. It's an experience that transcends intellectual understanding, touching instead upon a deeper, more primal connection. So, how do we practice this? The next time you step outside, whether into a sprawling park, a dense forest, or even just your own garden, try this experiment. Before you engage your thoughts, before you label what you see, take a deep breath. Let your personal narrative recede. Don't try to identify the birds or name the plants. Instead, just be Allow the sensory input to wash over you. Feel the sun on your skin, the air in your lungs. Listen to the symphony of sounds without categorizing them. Let your gaze soften, taking in the entirety of your surroundings without focusing on any one thing. Feel the ground beneath you, the vastness above. For a few moments, try to be utterly present, utterly receptive, utterly boundless. You might find that your sense of individual self begins to gently dissolve. You might feel a profound sense of peace, a quiet joy, an unshakable connection. This is Emerson's transparent eyeball, an invitation not just to look at nature, but to become a part of its boundless, living embrace. It's the foundational step in understanding Emerson's profound philosophy, setting the stage for how we can truly live in harmony with the natural world and, by extension, with ourselves. Welcome back to our journey through Emerson's nature. In our last chapter, we laid the groundwork, introducing Ralph Waldo Emerson and the revolutionary ideas that shaped his seminal essay. We explored his call for a direct, personal engagement with the natural world as a path to individual transformation. Now, as we embark on Chapter 2, More Than a Resource, Nature's True Value, we confront a fundamental contrast, a tension that lies at the very heart of how humanity perceives and interacts with the natural world. It's a tension Emerson acutely observed in his time, and one that resonates perhaps even more powerfully in our own. In the bustling rhythm of modern life, it's all too easy to view nature primarily through a lens of utility. We see forests as timber, rivers as hydropower, mountains as mineral reserves. Nature becomes, in essence, a commodity, a vast warehouse of resources to be extracted, processed, and consumed for our comfort, our profit, our progress. This perspective, while undeniably contributing to material advancement, often overlooks a deeper, more profound truth. Emerson, however, offered a much richer, multifaceted understanding. He didn't deny nature's practical uses. Indeed, he categorized them as the first of his 4 uses of nature. But he urged us to move beyond mere practicality, to ascend to higher planes of appreciation. Let's unpack these 4 uses now, starting with the most tangible and progressing to the most transcendent. First, there is commodity. This is nature as a provider of our basic needs: food, shelter, fuel, clothing. It's the soil that yields our crops, the trees that build our homes, the minerals that forge our tools. Emerson acknowledged this vital role, recognizing that without these foundational provisions, human survival itself would be impossible. He understood that our very existence is predicated on drawing sustenance from the earth. Yet, for Emerson, this was merely the entry point, the first rung on a much grander ladder of understanding. Beyond survival, Emerson invites us to behold nature as beauty. This isn't just about pretty landscapes. It's a profound, soul-stirring aesthetic experience. It's the sunrise painting the sky in fiery hues, the intricate symmetry of a snowflake, the calming rush of a waterfall, the silent grandeur of an ancient forest. This beauty isn't something we use asterisk. It's something we receive asterisk. It enriches our spirit, calms our minds, and inspires our imagination. Emerson saw beauty not as a superficial adornment, but as a fundamental aspect of nature's divine essence, a direct communication from the Oversoul to our souls. It reminds us that nature has intrinsic worth, independent of any human purpose. Next, Emerson introduces language. This is perhaps the most intellectually profound of his uses. Here, nature becomes a vast system of symbols, a dictionary of divine truths. Every natural object, every phenomenon, is a metaphor for a spiritual fact. The sturdy oak symbolizes strength, the flowing river symbolizes change and continuity, the cycle of seasons symbolizes life, death, and renewal. Through keen observation and contemplation, we can read these symbols, understanding the underlying spiritual laws that govern not just the universe, but our own moral and spiritual lives. Nature, in this sense, isn't just beautiful, it's intelligible, offering wisdom and insight into the very fabric of existence. Finally, Emerson arrives at discipline. This is nature as a teacher, a stern but benevolent guide for our intellect and our moral compass. The immutable laws of nature, cause and effect, effort and reward, order and chaos train our minds, sharpen our powers of observation and reasoning, and instill in us a sense of humility and reverence. Nature teaches us patience, resilience, and the interconnectedness of all things. It reminds us that there are consequences to our actions, and that harmony is achieved through adherence to universal principles. Through this discipline, nature helps us develop our character, refine our conscience, and ultimately become more complete human beings. Reflecting on these four uses, we can feel the tension Emerson illuminated, the stark contrast between viewing nature solely as a repository of commodities and embracing it as a source of profound beauty, language, and discipline. Imagine the grinding gears of a factory, tirelessly consuming raw materials, belching smoke, a testament to efficiency and production. Then, picture a pristine waterfall, its crystalline waters tumbling over ancient rocks untouched, vibrant, inspiring awe and contemplation. One speaks of extraction and transformation for profit, the other of inherent power, timelessness, and spiritual renewal. Consider the stark sight of a clear-cut forest, denuded and barren, starkly illustrating humanity's consumptive power. Now, let that image dissolve into an ancient grove, towering trees reaching for the sky, roots intertwined for centuries, a silent testament to enduring life and a sacred sense of place. The former exemplifies nature as a mere resource to be exploited. The latter embodies nature as a living, breathing entity deserving of reverence and respect. This 19th century tension is not a relic of the past. It is the very bedrock of our modern conversations about consumerism and environmentalism. Are we merely consumers of the earth, or are we its stewards? Do we prioritize short-term profit over long-term planetary health? Our insatiable appetite for commodities, fueled by a culture of constant consumption, has pushed our planet to its limits, leading to climate change, deforestation, and biodiversity loss. Emerson's profound insights urge us to reconsider this utilitarian default. He challenges us to look beyond the price tag, beyond the immediate utility, and to recognize nature's deeper, immeasurable value, its capacity to inspire, to teach, and to connect us to something larger than ourselves. By understanding nature not just as a resource, but as a source of beauty, a sacred language, and a profound discipline, Emerson offers us a pathway to a more harmonious existence. He invites us to reclaim a sense of wonder, to cultivate a relationship with the natural world that nurtures not only our bodies but, crucially, our souls. In doing so, he provides a timeless framework for addressing the pressing ecological and spiritual crises of our own age, reminding us that true wealth lies not in what we extract, but in what we preserve, appreciate, and learn from the living world around us. Now, as we move into Chapter 3 of Emerson's Nature, we peel back another layer of understanding, moving beyond mere appreciation of the natural world to discovering its profound hidden language. Here, Emerson introduces an idea so powerful it can fundamentally transform how you perceive everything around you. This chapter, titled The Language of the Universe, invites us to see nature not just as a backdrop to our lives, but as a vast, living symbol system waiting for us to decode its spiritual messages. Emerson posits one of his most enduring and transformative insights: every natural fact is a symbol of some spiritual fact. Think about that for a moment. It means that the physical world, in all its tangible glory, is not an end in itself, but a mirror, a metaphor, a direct representation of deeper, unseen spiritual or moral truths. For Emerson, the universe is not just a collection of objects and processes. It is a grand divine sermon, an epic poem written in the very fabric of existence, with every leaf, every stone, every cloud acting as a word or a phrase. To grasp this concept, let's explore a couple of familiar examples. Consider a flowing river. On the surface, it's just water moving from one place to another. But through Emerson's lens, it becomes so much more. What spiritual or moral truths does a river evoke for you? Perhaps its ceaseless movement symbolizes the relentless, irreversible passage of time, reminding us of life's fleeting nature and the importance of living in the present. Or maybe its ability to carve canyons and nourish life along its banks speaks to the power of gentle persistence, the strength of adaptability, or the continuous cycle of renewal and purification. A river teaches us about letting go, about embracing change, about the journey itself being the destination. Now think about a tiny, unassuming seed. What an extraordinary marvel it is. Within its seemingly inert shell lies the entire blueprint for a magnificent oak tree, a vibrant sunflower, or a delicate fern. From a purely physical perspective, it's just dormant plant matter. But spiritually, a seed is an incredibly potent symbol of potential, of unseen promise, of the power of beginnings. It represents growth, transformation, and the patient unfolding of destiny. It reminds us that even the smallest, most insignificant beginnings can hold the capacity for monumental beauty and impact, a powerful message of hope and latent ability within each of us. When you adopt this perspective, even the simplest act, like taking a walk, is utterly transformed. No longer is it just a way to get from point A to point B, or merely a physical exercise. Instead, it becomes a profound, meaningful conversation with the universe. Every rustle of leaves in the wind might whisper a secret about transience. The steadfast presence of an ancient tree could symbolize resilience and wisdom. The endless expanse of the sky above might speak of limitlessness and possibility. Your walk becomes a quest, an active engagement with the divine language spoken all around you. You are no longer just an observer, but an interpreter, a participant in a grand cosmic dialogue. Emerson's genius here is in democratizing wisdom. You don't need sacred texts or esoteric rituals to find spiritual truth. It's available everywhere, all the time, written plainly in the natural world. But you do need a certain kind of vision, a willingness to look beyond the literal and into the symbolic. And this is where your journey begins. Emerson doesn't just want you to read his ideas, he wants you to experience them. So, as you go about your day, I encourage you to start looking for your own personal symbols in your immediate environment. It could be anything: the way sunlight filters through your window, the pattern of cracks in a sidewalk, the determined growth of a weed pushing through pavement, the gentle rhythm of your own breath. What spiritual or moral truth does it evoke for you? What message does it hold? By tuning into this symbolic language, you'll find that the world around you becomes infinitely richer, imbued with deeper meaning, and constantly offering guidance and insight. Nature, then, isn't just something beautiful to behold. It's a living, breathing scripture, constantly speaking, constantly teaching, waiting for us to listen and understand its profound and beautiful truths. It is, truly, the language of the universe. Welcome to Chapter 4, The Inner Teacher Nature as Discipline. In our journey through Emerson's Nature, we now turn to one of its most profound revelations, how the natural world, in its very structure and operation, serves as an unparalleled educator for the human mind, guiding us towards self-understanding and moral clarity. It's an exploration into how observing nature's immutable laws, its tireless processes, and its inherent order can teach us profound lessons about our own lives, the workings of our minds, and the delicate balance of our moral compass. Emerson invites us to see nature not just as a beautiful backdrop, but as a rigorous academy, a strict yet benevolent disciplinarian. Consider the principles inherent in the natural world, the unwavering law of cause and effect, where every seed sown yields a particular harvest, every action has a consequence. This isn't a theory, it's an observable, undeniable reality playing out endlessly around us. The cycles of the seasons, for instance, offer a timeless lesson in growth, decay, renewal, and patience. We witnessed the persistence of a tiny sprout pushing through concrete, the relentless erosion shaping mountains over millennia, the meticulous precision of a spider weaving its intricate, dew-kissed web, each strand a testament to purposeful design. These aren't random occurrences, they are demonstrations of an underlying order. When we truly engage with these phenomena, observing, reflecting, understanding, our minds are implicitly trained. We learn to anticipate patterns, to discern underlying structures, and to respect immutable truths. This active engagement becomes a powerful discipline for our often chaotic thoughts. In a world brimming with distractions, conflicting ideologies, and the relentless noise of human invention, nature presents a consistent, truthful narrative. It demands our attention to the essential, stripping away superficiality and inviting us to perceive reality directly, unfiltered by societal constructs or personal biases. This brings us to a remarkable connection. Nature's inherent orderliness is a powerful antidote to the turmoil within our own minds. Our thoughts, like a tempestuous sea, can often feel overwhelming, disordered, and directionless. But step into the quiet grandeur of a forest or gaze at the ceaseless, rhythmic flow of a river, and you encounter a profound calm. The world outside, in its perfect harmony, the way a tree branches out in an optimized geometry, the precise timing of a hummingbird's migration, offers a template for internal peace. By attuning ourselves to this external order, by allowing its quiet logic to permeate our consciousness, we begin to find a similar clarity and calm within our own chaotic thoughts. Nature doesn't shout, it whispers steadily, patiently, training our minds to seek and appreciate pattern, purpose, and balance. It encourages a mental architecture that mirrors the elegance and efficiency we see in the unfolding natural world. And from this profound observation springs the cornerstone of Emerson's philosophy, self-reliance. When we witness these truths firsthand, when we draw lessons directly from the impartial classroom of the natural world, we begin to trust our own observations, our own intuition, and our own moral compass. We're not relying on second-hand interpretations or inherited dogmas. Instead, we are establishing a direct, unmediated connection to universal principles. Think of it, you watch a time lapse, revealing the slow, majestic progression of autumn into winter, then the vibrant burst of spring. Every stage is purposeful, every transition essential, a perfect demonstration of change and renewal. What does this teach you? It teaches you patience, the inevitability of cycles, the promise of new beginnings even after barrenness. And you learned this not from a book, but from the universe speaking directly to your soul. This direct perception, this personal understanding, fortifies our inner resolve. It empowers us to discern right from wrong, truth from falsehood, not by external decree, but by aligning ourselves with the clear, unwavering logic of the cosmos. Emerson believed that through nature, we access the Oversoul, a universal mind that connects all beings, and that this connection inherently fosters a deep, unwavering trust in our own inherent goodness and capacity for truth. In essence, nature acts as a constant, gentle pressure on our minds, refining our perception, sharpening our judgment, and cultivating a profound sense of inner stability. It teaches us the discipline of patience, the wisdom of consequence, the beauty of cycles, and ultimately, the profound power of self-reliance, grounded in the timeless, universal truths that manifest themselves in every leaf, every wave, and every changing season. It is through this communion that we discover our inner teacher, eternally present, eternally wise, whispering lessons of life and morality through the endless symphony of the natural world. Having journeyed through Emerson's profound observations on nature's exquisite beauty, its moral lessons etched into every landscape, and its vital role in awakening our intellect and spirit, we now arrive at the pinnacle of his argument, a breathtaking vision of universal unity that redefines our very place in the cosmos. This is where Emerson truly transcends mere philosophy, offering us not just an idea, but a profound experience of the divine that resonates within our deepest being. At the very heart of Emerson's culminating philosophy, the ultimate revelation that binds all his previous insights together, is the magnificent concept of the Oversoul. Imagine, if you will, not a distant, anthropomorphic deity residing in some far-off heaven, detached from our earthly struggles, but a boundless, all-encompassing, universal spirit. It is an infinite intelligence, a vibrant, divine consciousness, an eternal breath that permeates every single atom of existence, visible and invisible. This Oversoul is the unifying force, the animating principle, the pure, unadulterated essence that breathes life into everything. From the smallest, most intricate grain of sand beneath your feet to the most distant, swirling galaxy observed through a telescope, from the gentle whisper of a summer breeze to the majestic, untamed thunder of a mountain storm, the Oversoul is profoundly present, vibrantly active, and eternally engaged. It is the vast, shoreless ocean of being, and all individual forms, all living things, all phenomena are but its momentary, beautiful waves, rising and falling within its endless expanse. It is immanent, not just transcendent. It is asterisk here, asterisk, asterisk now, asterisk in you, in me, in everything. This isn't merely a lofty poetic notion or an abstract theological construct. For Emerson, it is a fundamental, undeniable truth that shatters the pervasive illusion of separation that so often defines human experience. For too long, humanity has perceived itself as standing apart from nature, distinct and often superior, observing a world external to its own being. But Emerson radically challenges this view. He asserts that we are not isolated observers of nature. We are, in fact, inextricably woven into its very fabric, an integral and conscious part of its inherent divinity. The divine essence that sculpts the ancient, weathered mountain peaks, that orchestrates the ocean's ceaseless, rhythmic tides, that ignites the countless stars across the night sky, that nurtures the silent growth of a forest, is the same indivisible essence that animates your own being, that sparks the flame of consciousness within you. We are not just connected to nature in a superficial way. We our nature in its most articulate, most aware, and most self-reflective form. Our individual souls, our unique spirits, our personal consciousness are not separate entities but rather emanations, individual fragments, or particular expressions of this larger, all-encompassing, glorious Oversoul. Our thoughts, our inspirations, our very capacity for beauty and truth flow from this inexhaustible source. This profound realization carries immense and transformative implications for our human experience. In a modern world often characterized by fierce individualism, profound isolation, and a pervasive sense of disconnection, Emerson offers a radical and deeply comforting antidote to loneliness. If the Oversoul truly permeates all, connecting every living thing and every inanimate object in a vast, interconnected web, then the sense of being utterly alone, adrift in an indifferent universe, becomes an impossibility, a mere trick of perception. We are never truly separate, never truly abandoned, because we are all, without exception, expressions of this singular divine consciousness. Every fragile leaf unfurling in spring, every brilliant star twinkling in the cosmic dark, every human heart beating with its unique rhythm, beats with the rhythm of this shared, eternal spirit. This understanding fosters a profound and deeply rooted sense of universal belonging, a cosmic kinship that effortlessly transcends all superficial divisions of race, creed, geography, or even species. When you allow yourself to truly gaze at the boundless majesty of the night sky, feeling the ancient pull of distant constellations, or stand in reverent silence before the cascading power of a magnificent waterfall, or wander through the solemn cathedral of an ancient forest, you are not merely witnessing something external to yourself. You are, in these sacred moments, encountering a powerful, undeniable reflection of the very divinity that resides within your own self. The artificial boundaries between self and other, between humanity and nature, between the spiritual and the material, begin to dissolve, revealing an underlying, unifying truth that is simultaneously deeply comforting and utterly awe-inspiring. It is a profound homecoming, a recognition that we are fundamentally, eternally connected to the grand, intricate, and living tapestry of existence itself. This deep connection brings with it not only comfort but a renewed sense of purpose and wonder, a feeling of being an indispensable thread in the cosmic design. Emerson, with his unparalleled ability to articulate the ineffable and give voice to the deepest spiritual intuitions, captures this sublime fusion, this ultimate spiritual truth, in one of his most iconic and resonant passages from nature. It is a passage that transcends mere words, guiding us to a place of ultimate realization and blissful communion. Standing on the bare ground, my head bathed by the blithe air and uplifted into infinite space, all mean egotism vanishes. I become a transparent eyeball. I am nothing, I see all. The currents of the universal being circulate through me. I am part or parcel of God. This, then, is the divine promise woven into the very fabric of existence, waiting patiently for each of us to rediscover it within ourselves and within the boundless, living beauty of the natural world. It is the spirit within, ceaselessly revealing the divine without, inviting us to live in a perpetual state of wonder and interconnectedness. Welcome back. We've spent time delving into the profound philosophy of Ralph Waldo Emerson's nature, uncovering his revolutionary ideas about our connection to the natural world. But now, it's time to move beyond contemplation and into action. Emerson wasn't merely an observer, he was an advocate for direct, unmediated experience. So, how do we take these lofty philosophical concepts and ground them in our daily lives? How do we truly become, as he suggested, conduits for the divine spirit flowing through nature? I present to you Ask Your 7-Day Nature Challenge, an action plan. This isn't about grand expeditions or buying special gear. It's about cultivating a new way of seeing, feeling, and being right where you are. This challenge is designed to help you actively apply Emerson's insights, transforming them from abstract ideas into tangible, personal experiences. Let's begin. Oster's Days 1 and 2, the mindful observer, tasks for the first 2 days. Your task is simple, yet profoundly challenging. Devote a mere 15 minutes each day to observing a single natural object. This could be anything: a leaf outside your window, a cloud drifting across the sky, a potted plant, or a stone you pick up from your garden. The key is to look at it, and only at it, without any distractions. Silence your phone, find a quiet spot, and just see. Notice its texture, its colors, its imperfections, how the light plays on its surface. Resist the urge to label it, to analyze it, or to let your mind wander to your to-do list. Just observe with a fresh, open mind. Emerson believed we often look through nature rather than at it, missing the richness right before our eyes. This exercise is about peeling back those layers of habit and truly seeing for the first time. It's about cultivating a present moment awareness that grounds you in the natural world. Days 3 and 4. The symbolist, Emerson saw nature as a grand language, a tapestry of symbols reflecting deeper truths about the human spirit and the universe. For the next 2 days, building on your mindful observations, I invite you to become a symbolist. As you encounter something in nature, perhaps a sturdy old tree, a winding stream, a resilient weed pushing through pavement, or even the persistent song of a bird, pause and ask yourself, what could this be a symbol for in my own life? For instance, that unwavering oak might represent resilience or steadfastness in the face of adversity you're experiencing. The winding stream could symbolize life's unpredictable journey, or perhaps the flow of change. This isn't about finding a definitive answer, but rather about opening yourself to the interpretive possibilities, allowing nature to speak to your inner landscape. Emerson taught that the laws of the universe are mirrored in the smallest natural phenomena, and by seeking these correspondences, you'll begin to unlock profound personal insights and recognize the spiritual lessons inherent in the world around you. Days 5 and 6. The transparent eyeball walk task. Now, we arrive at one of Emerson's most famous concepts. For days 5 and 6, your challenge is to embark on what I call the transparent eyeball walk. Go for a walk. It doesn't need to be long, perhaps 15 to 30 minutes, with the sole intention of absorbing your surroundings. As you walk, consciously try to silence your inner monologue, that constant chatter of thoughts, judgments, and plans. Strive to become, as Emerson described, a transparent eyeball where you are nothing, you see all, and the currents of the universal being circulate through you. The idea is to let go of your individual ego, your sense of separate self, and simply become a vessel for perception. Feel the air on your skin, notice the patterns of light and shadow, the sounds, the smells, the subtle shifts in the landscape. Don't label, don't analyze, just absorb. It's about moving beyond simply looking asterisk at asterisk nature to asterisk becoming asterisk part of it, experiencing that profound sense of unity where you feel connected to everything around you. Allow yourself to be overwhelmed by the sheer presence of the natural world, letting it wash over you without resistance. Sachs Day 7, the Creator Dosts. You've observed, you've reflected, you've experienced. Now, on the final day of our challenge, it's time to express. Emerson believed in the power of individual genius and the importance of giving form to our experiences. For Day 7, your task is to choose one creative outlet to express what you felt, saw, or realized during this past week. This could be writing a short journal entry or a poem, taking a photograph that encapsulates your experience, or creating a quick sketch of something that resonated with you. There's no need for artistic perfection. The goal is simply to consolidate your insights and give them tangible form. By externalizing your experience, you deepen your understanding and solidify the connection you've forged. This act of creation isn't just a record, it's a further step in internalizing Emerson's philosophy, allowing you to become a company creator with nature, bringing your unique perspective into being. And there you have it, your 7-day nature challenge. This isn't meant to be exhaustive, but rather a springboard, a gentle nudge to begin incorporating Emerson's profound wisdom into the fabric of your everyday life. Remember, nature is always there, waiting to reveal its truths, to offer solace, inspiration, and renewal. Embrace these practices, and you'll find that the lines between the philosophical and the personal, between reading about nature and living in it, begin to beautifully blur. I encourage you to continue these practices beyond our 7 days, allowing them to become a natural, enriching part of your routine. What will you discover? As we draw our exploration of Ralph Waldo Emerson's seminal work, Nature, to a close, let's distill its profound wisdom into 3 essential lessons, 3 actionable insights you can carry with you, not just as abstract ideas, but as lenses through which to view and interact with the world around you, enriching your life every single day. The first lesson Emerson imparts is perhaps the most fundamental, yet often overlooked: to see actively. Think for a moment about how frequently we merely look at the world as we move through it. We glance at trees as we rush past, note the weather as a fleeting thought, acknowledge a distant mountain range without truly absorbing its grandeur. We operate on a kind of autopilot, our senses registered but rarely truly engaged. Emerson profoundly challenges us to transcend this superficial, passive observation. He calls upon us to bring our entire consciousness to bear upon the natural world, to engage every sense, not just our eyesight, but our hearing, our touch, our sense of smell, and even a deeper, intuitive perception. This isn't simply about opening your eyes wider, it's about opening your mind and heart, about shifting your perception from a hurried, fleeting glimpse to a mindful, immersive, and deliberate experience. When you truly see actively, the world transforms. You don't just register the generic greenness of a leaf, you lean in, noticing its intricate network of veins, the subtle variations in its hue from emerald to chartreuse, the way sunlight dances across its waxy surface, the delicate serrations along its edge, the very texture of its being. You hear not just the generalized sound of birdsong, but the distinct, melodic call of a robin echoing through the morning, the rhythmic drumming of a woodpecker, the crisp rustle of dry leaves underfoot, the whispering secrets of the wind as it weaves through the pine needles. You might even feel the rough bark of a tree beneath your fingertips, or inhale the earthy scent of damp soil after a rain. This active, multisensory engagement elevates the mundane into the miraculous. It reveals a depth, complexity, and profound beauty that casual looking can never capture. It awakens a vibrant sense of presence and an immediate, visceral connection to the world around you. It's about being fully in the present moment, allowing nature to impress itself not just upon your retinas, but upon your very soul, fostering a sense of wonder that reignites our innate curiosity and appreciation for existence. Building upon this foundation of active, mindful seeing, our second crucial lesson from Emerson is to find the meaning. For Emerson, nature was never a mere collection of disconnected objects or a chaotic, indifferent landscape. Instead, he viewed it as a living, breathing, divine language, a grand symbolic text imbued with spiritual truth and profound wisdom, waiting patiently for us to learn how to read it. He believed that every element, from the smallest, seemingly insignificant pebble to the grandest, most distant star, held an inherent spiritual truth, a moral lesson, a reflection of the divine spirit that permeates all things. The profound challenge, and indeed the immense reward, lies in becoming fluent in this universal language. This pursuit of meaning requires more than just outward observation. It demands deep contemplation, quiet reflection, and an open, receptive intuition. It asks us to look beyond the surface and to perceive the deeper analogies between the natural world and our own human experience. When you stand before a sturdy, ancient oak, do you merely perceive wood, bark, and leaves? Or do you begin to discern its timeless lessons of resilience, its enduring strength through seasons of storm and sun, its deep rootedness, its silent, unwavering testimony to growth, cycles, and the passage of time? When you witness the breathtaking panorama of a sunrise, is it simply a predictable meteorological event? Or do you feel the powerful surge of new beginnings, the promise of cyclical renewal, the profound, unadulterated beauty of creation itself, mirroring the endless possibilities within your own life? Emerson suggests that these natural symbols are not arbitrary or coincidental. They are the outward, tangible manifestations of inner, spiritual realities. By diligently learning to read these symbols, by understanding that the natural world serves as a vast parable for human existence and profound spiritual truth, we unlock a deeper layer of wisdom that transcends mere factual knowledge. Nature, in this light, becomes our most patient and profound teacher, offering invaluable insights into morality, ethics, beauty, and the very intricate structure of the cosmos itself, helping us to navigate our own lives with greater clarity, purpose, and spiritual insight. Finally, and perhaps most liberating and transformative of all, is Emerson's third, profound lesson: you belong. In an age that often fosters a sense of isolation and detachment, Emerson powerfully dismantles the pervasive illusion of separation that so frequently plagues modern consciousness, the deeply ingrained idea that humanity stands apart from nature, a mere observer peering in from an objective, external vantage point. He passionately and eloquently argues that you are fundamentally not just an observer. You are an inseparable, integral part of a vast, intricately interconnected, and spiritually animated whole. This is far more than a poetic metaphor. It is, for Emerson, a fundamental and undeniable truth of our existence. The very same divine spirit, the Oversoul as he termed it, that animates the majestic mountains, shapes the ancient forests, and guides the flowing rivers, also resides intrinsically within you. You are, in essence, a dynamic microcosm of the grand macrocosm, reflecting the universe in miniature. Your very breath is an exchange with the global atmosphere, your physical body composed of elements forged in the hearts of ancient stars, your life intertwined with the intricate, delicate web of all living things. There is no outside from which to observe nature, because you are intrinsically inside it, always. When you truly internalize this powerful truth, a profound sense of unity, belonging, and peace washes over you. The alienation, the sense of being lost or disconnected, dissipates. You realize that to harm nature is, in a very real and spiritual sense, to harm yourself, and conversely, to nurture and appreciate nature is to nurture and enrich your own spirit, your own being. This recognition not only fosters a deep sense of environmental responsibility and stewardship, but, far more importantly, it cultivates a profound sense of peace, harmony, and complete integration. You are not alone on the sidelines of existence. You are actively participating in the grand cosmic dance, a vital, irreplaceable thread in the vast, shimmering tapestry of life, forever connected, forever part of something infinitely larger, more beautiful, and more meaningful than any individual self could ever be in isolation. These three lessons: to see actively, to find the meaning, and to recognize that you belong, are Emerson's enduring gifts to us. They invite us to step out of our intellectual confines and into the boundless cathedral of the natural world, not just as visitors, but as pilgrims seeking truth, as students seeking wisdom, and as spirits seeking reunion. Embrace these insights, and you will find that the world around you, and indeed the world within you, will open up in ways you never imagined, revealing a universe rich with meaning, beauty, and an omnipresent spirit waiting to be discovered. We've journeyed through the profound landscapes of Ralph Waldo Emerson's Nature, a text that invites us not just to observe the world around us, but to truly see it, to find ourselves reflected in its boundless beauty and truth. But this exploration doesn't end here. In fact, it's merely a beginning. Emerson reminds us that the divine spirit permeates all things, constantly revealing itself to the open heart and mind. Our engagement with nature and with these ideas is an ongoing dialogue, a perpetual unfolding of understanding. Now, as we conclude this particular shared moment, I invite you to continue this journey in a tangible, personal way. Take a moment right now, or perhaps sometime in the coming days, to simply step outside, or even just look out a window. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Then, I encourage you to share just one thing, one fleeting observation, one profound realization, one simple detail you noticed in nature this week, in the comments section below. Perhaps it was the way the light caught a particular leaf, the persistence of a single flower pushing through concrete, the distant call of a bird, or the silent grandeur of the clouds overhead. Your shared experience not only deepens your own connection, but also enriches our collective understanding, building a tapestry of shared wonder and insight. Each unique perspective adds another hue to our communal canvas, reminding us that while our individual experiences are singular, the underlying spirit of nature connects us all. Let your voice contribute to this growing symphony of observation, allowing us to learn from one another's encounters with the sublime. If this exploration of Emerson's enduring wisdom has resonated with you, if it has sparked new thoughts, or rekindled an old sense of wonder, please consider giving this video a like. Your affirmation helps us gauge the impact of these deep dives and signals to others that these timeless ideas hold significant value in our modern world. And to ensure you don't miss future journeys into classic wisdom, be it the philosophical treatises that challenge our perspectives, the poetic verses that stir our souls, or the literary masterpieces that illuminate the human condition, I wholeheartedly invite you to subscribe to this channel. By becoming a subscriber, you're not just supporting our work, you're joining a burgeoning community dedicated to intellectual curiosity, continuous learning, and the pursuit of deeper meaning through the enduring legacies of thought. Together, we can continue to unearth the profound lessons hidden within the texts that have shaped civilizations and enlightened generations, fostering an environment where contemplation and discovery flourish. While we've touched upon many key facets of Emerson's nature today, there is an unparalleled richness that comes from engaging directly with the source material itself. I strongly encourage you to pick up a copy of Nature. Whether you seek out a beautiful hardcover edition to grace your bookshelf, an accessible paperback for your travels, or a digital version to keep close at hand, immersing yourself in Emerson's original prose is an experience unlike any other. To read his words firsthand is to enter into a direct conversation with a titan of American thought, to feel the rhythm of his ideas, and to discover the subtle nuances that a summary, however comprehensive, can only hint at. Allow his language to wash over you, to challenge you, and to inspire you anew. You might find passages that resonate deeply with your own life, unlocking personal insights you hadn't anticipated. It's an invitation to a more profound, personal communion with his vision, allowing you to trace the contours of his revolutionary ideas at your own pace and through the lens of your own unique consciousness. This isn't just about reading a book, it's about embarking on a personal pilgrimage into the heart of Transcendentalism, equipping yourself with a powerful framework for perceiving the world and your place within it. As we step back from this particular exploration, let us carry the essence of Emerson's message forward into our everyday lives. For the world in all its intricate glory and boundless mystery is perpetually communicating, always revealing, always speaking. It whispers through the rustle of leaves, roars in the thunder, shimmers in the dewdrop, and stands majestic in the mountains. It speaks through the grand spectacles and the infinitesimal details, through the cycles of growth and decay, through the very fabric of existence. The question then is not whether the world will speak, but whether we will be prepared to listen, truly listen, with an open heart and an attentive mind. So, as you go forth from here, reflect on this: the world is speaking. What will you hear tomorrow?